how these radiations are used and helps us to collect the information at nano length order scale, right, because all the parameters evaluated from SACS are in nano order length, all the parameters, and that you can tell how the electromagnetic radiation like X-ray is benefiting us to go to that order length, basically for nanomaterials, right. Cellulose is also nanomaterial, made in any fiber, but it is nanomaterial, right. Similarly, proteins are also nanomaterials, bones are also nanomaterials. Whenever there is a nano order length, it is a nanomaterial, made with natural or synthetic, right. So, in that way this technique is helping a lot, particularly for nanoscience and nanotechnology, and that is why many people are working in this line using synchrotron radiations also, because conventional source is the flux is very small, right. Conventional source means the sources which are available across the country in various IITs, IISER, NIJR, IISc Bangalore or DRDO labs, right, but they are all conventional source, flux is very less. But if you need the information properly and correctly, then it needs high intensity, because intensity is the information carrier everywhere. Intensity is the information carrier, you have to extract the information out of the intensity, and that is directly linked with the flux, how much photons are coming and interacting at a time, right. So, if you take the conventional source, if the flux is x, if you go for the synchrotron source, it is about 10 to the power 5 times more than that, right, 5 times more flux. So, obviously the informations are well evaluated from the synchrotron radiations, that is also small angle X-ray scattering, but the flux of X-ray that comes in that source is 10 to the power 5 times stronger than the conventional sources available. That is why people are generally running after the synchrotron radiation, right, because if 0.001 percentage of structure is not properly diagnosed, then it will create problem in characterization, right. 0.001% of structure is not if properly evaluated by scattering technique, then there will be difficulty in characterizing that. So, if you want to clearly get the information about the system, you should have to better go for synchrotron radiation, right. And in our country now it is only available at Indore, CAT Indore, which is known as the Indus 2, right, that is name Indus 1 is there, 2 is now working, but still there is some problem in small angle X-ray scattering part, but it is not having that much flux like your Brookhaven National Laboratory, right. And that Indore was is also again DAE, Department of Atomic Energy Concern. What do you mean by then electric potential? How will you define electric potential? What do you mean by electric potential? Any potential, not does not necessarily tell electric, any potential. What does it mean? Because there is electric potential, gravitational potential, magnetic potential, potential is potential, even we have our potential, right. What does it mean? What is energy? What is energy? Capacity to do work, right. Without energy never no work can be done. So, similarly if you are telling potential energy, it is also a kind of energy, right, it is also a kind of energy, and that is measured in terms of work only, right. And when you will tell it is potential? No, I am not telling electric, in general, how can you distinguish kinetic and potential energy? Kinetic and potential energy, how can you distinguish? You know total energy is combination, kinetic as well as potential, then what is kinetic, what is potential? When you will tell it is kinetic, when you will tell it is potential? I am just giving an example, tell me here, you know about the simple pendulum which can oscillate, right. So, let us say it is oscillating in between these two extreme positions and it goes on like that, right. So, then here what kind of energy is there with the pendulum? Both energy, right, kinetic as well as potential. So, then here what energy and here what energy, in between what energy, but everywhere you have to satisfy the conservation law, energy must remain constant everywhere throughout the motion, right. Conservation law tells the energy should remain constant, but it may change from one to another form, but the total energy is all the time constant. That is the conservation law, and it should be valid, right. Then tell now, what is the energy here at the extreme point, what is the energy at the mean point?
The extreme it is potential and in the mean it is totally kinetic.
Here it is potential, right, here it is potential, but at this point it is kinetic, right, correct. Then now tell when and why you are telling this is the two are potential and the middle one is kinetic. If you know this, that this is kinetic and this is potential, you are right, but then why it is potential, why that is kinetic? Then you can tell potential. If you are giving not this watch I am telling, when there is spring, right, older watches you have to give the key, right, then what happens there, how you are storing the energy in the watch, is that potential or kinetic? Huh? Then how height comes there, how height comes there, that is also potential energy. No, he telling that it refers to the height from the reference level, that is why there is potential. But then in that case of watch, how it is relevant to height? Then what is potential energy? Define now the potential energy. That is by virtue of the configuration, right, this is by virtue of the position. So if you combine them, that is the definition. The energy acquired by virtue of its position and configuration is the potential energy, right, either position or configuration. Configuration is watch example, position is this example, right. So when you are coming to this place at this height, suppose this is your reference point plane, then naturally you can tell here the height is 0 or not. If that is the reference plane, then height there will be 0, and if the height is 0, then what is the gravitational potential energy? Obviously 0, mgh or not. If h is 0, the potential energy is 0 and it is gravitational. But when it is here, if this height is let us say h, then it will be how much? Displacement, right, that is the height from the reference level, right. So if it is a height h, then it has potential energy, right. But when it comes here, no potential energy, because there is 0 height. Again here also same height, potential energy. Then what about the kinetic energy during the motion, right? At extreme points it is potential, but in between, and here it is totally kinetic, no potential, right. Here it is totally potential, here it is totally potential, but here it is totally kinetic, and in between combination, kinetic plus potential, but the total energy is again same everywhere, right. If you combine them, it will be same. The total energy is everywhere constant, because you cannot violate the conservation law, that is constant, right. So what happened then, you can tell here the energy is maximum kinetic, totally kinetic you can tell. So kinetic energy gradually reduces and finally it goes to 0, that is why it is rest, then returns back, right. It gradually goes on reducing the velocity and finally it comes to 0, where you are telling it is coming to rest, right. That is why it is converted to position only. The whole energy is now going to potential, right. Here it is totally kinetic, continuously kinetic energy decreases, potential energy increases, and finally total is potential, right. Then when comes back, the kinetic energy goes on increasing, potential energy goes on decreasing, but total everywhere is constant, and here it is totally kinetic. In that way it goes on, right. So here it is totally potential, here it is totally kinetic, in between combination, but it should go in that way. If here is the potential energy should gradually decrease and simultaneously kinetic energy should increase, otherwise the combination cannot be constant, right. That is why it is having maximum kinetic energy at this point, right. If it is not having maximum kinetic, it will never overshoot the other side, it is going to the other side, that is why it is having maximum kinetic energy, overshooting that mean position, and that type of oscillation goes on. If there is no, it will continue to oscillate so long as there is no obstruction. What kind of obstruction you are telling? Viscosity, air viscosity, fluid viscosity, that is obstructing, otherwise after some time it will come to rest, right. If it is free oscillation, it will continue forever, once started continue forever, but if some medium is there is obstruction, it has to come to rest. After few, that is called as damping, it goes like that, the oscillation gradually reduces and finally it will come to 0, that is damping, right. So, now you know what do you mean by potential energy, right. Here the energy is potential and by virtue of its position, right, by virtue of its position, but in case of watch by virtue of its configuration. When you are giving the key, the configuration of the spring is changing and energy is stored there, right. The configuration of the spring in that is changing, that means you are storing energy to that spring, right. When there is no key, it is loosened up, when you are giving key, it is tightened up. So, obviously the configuration is modified, that means you are storing the potential energy in terms of configuration of the spring, and again the configuration is going on changing, the energy is transferred to move the arm of the watch. Otherwise, how that arm will move without energy, right. So, when you are telling potential, it may be of position and configuration both, sometimes position, sometimes configuration, sometimes combination. The total the energy there will be only potential, cannot be kinetic, right. But if it is in motion, it can never be potential, all the time kinetic, right. Once it is in motion, because configuration and position never refers to motion, right. The configuration may change without motion also, that happens in the spring. The spring is not moving, right. The spring is not moving, but the energy is stored. So, there is no motion at all, that is why you are telling it is potential energy, but once you are telling it is kinetic energy, there must be motion, right, there must be motion. So, motion relates to kinetic energy, configuration and position relates to potential energy, right. So, when you are telling the potential energy, now we are going to the electric field, that is why you are telling it is electric potential, then link now in that way, what does it mean? What does it mean, electric potential? Here it is gravitational potential you are telling, there it is electric potential. What is the difference? There is gravitational field, here is the electric field, right. Here is the gravitational field and there it is the electric field. Then how will you define the electric potential, or how will you measure the electric potential? What to do? It is relevant to a field or not first? When you are telling potential, electric potential, there must be an electric field, right, otherwise there is no chance of any potential, right. So, when the point is in the field, then only we will consider the potential which is electric. If the field is electric, electric potential, if the field is gravitational, gravitational potential, if the field is magnetic, magnetic potential, but there should be a field, right. So, when you are telling, let us say for example, let us say this is the charge and the boundary is like this, electric field, right. If I will ask you what is the potential at this point, then what to do and how to get? The point P must have some potential, right, or not? It has intensity and has also potential. Intensity is vector, this is scalar, but you have to find it out, right. Intensity already you know. Now we are coming for potential. Potential is scalar function, but intensity is a vector function, and there is a relation that you also know, how a vector is relevant to scalar by grade operation, right. Gradient of scalar function is a vector, and that way you can tell now it is nothing but equal to E vector is generally expressed as minus of del V, right. Gradient of potential is a vector, right. So, if you know intensity, you can know the voltage or potential, or vice versa. From potential you can extract the intensity, or from intensity also you can extract the potential, because they are correlated with each other by this relation, right. They are correlated. So, at this point, if you know the intensity, you can tell the potential or not. If you know the intensity, you can tell the potential, or if you know the potential, you can calculate also the intensity, because they are related with each other in this relation, right. Now, in general, of course, not related to this, in general, if I will tell what do you mean by potential at that point, in general. I am not telling this relation. The point is in the field and what is the potential at that point. What do you mean? If you, for example, I will tell you to do this some work means physical work, right? Then you can do it or cannot do it. That depends on what? Your potential, right? It all depends on your potential. So you can deny or you can do it depending on your potential, right? If I will give you a work which is beyond your potential, how can you do? Everybody has his own potential, right? And if the job is beyond his limit, it is impossible to do. But within the limit, yes, and we are doing like that only every day. Every day we are doing work and within the limitation of the potential you have, right? Within the limitation of potential you have. Everybody has potential. But how much you can do, it depends on your potential. And it is not same for all, right? It is not same for all. And it also never depends on the weight, fatness, thinness. Potential is totally different. You can never measure by observing some person, right? You cannot tell what is its potential. That is why it is difficult to understand the human being with how much potential one is, right? What is the capability of doing the work? It is never visualized. And depending on that potential, you can tell what amount of work he or she can do, right? And similarly, when you are telling the potential in this field here, that means what? When you take some charge to that point, right, some energy is stored in that. That means that much amount of energy can be wasted by that to do work, right? Because it has that much amount of energy. When you are bringing a charge, let us say I am telling, suppose for example, I will bring a unit positive test charge from here to there, right? That means what? You are doing work or not? Definitely, otherwise it can never come. There is repulsive force. Here is positive charge, lines of force in that direction, and you are bringing again another positive charge towards this, then there is repulsive force. You have to do work, otherwise it is impossible, right? So if you are doing work, then you are wasting some energy. Without wastage of energy, never no work can be done, right? And where that energy goes? It is coming here, right? That energy is there with that charge, and that is the potential at that point. Of course, it is taken that it is coming from infinite extent, because the field has no limitation, right? It can go to infinite, right? That is why when the charge, unit positive test charge, is brought from infinite to that point in the field, how much amount of work is done? That is the potential at that point, right? So if you go from one point to another, obviously the potentials are different, right? If you go from this point to this point, potential is same or different? Obviously different, right? Suppose for example, if I will take a point, let this point is at a distance of r, right? If I will go to another point which is r prime, again another point which is r double prime, right? You are getting equipotential surface, no doubt, but the potentials are not same, right? The potentials are not same. So it all depends on the distance from the source charge, where it is, right? It is a function of position. The potential is a function of position, not position vector. Try to differentiate it, not position vector, because potential itself is a scalar, but depends on position, right? So then what the relation is? How will you get the relation for potential? Can you try it to get? How can you do it? You have to know the work done. If you know the work, then you can tell the potential energy, right? Then now what concept? With what concept you will proceed to get the work done? You know work is nothing but equal to, or dW is equal to force dot ds, right? You can measure the small amount of work done by small displacement ds in this formula, right? So now direction of ds and f is important, right? So when I am taking a positive charge here, where is the direction of force? There, but displacement opposite, that is a negative sign or not? The force is in that direction, but I am compelling the charge to bring him in the opposite direction, otherwise it can never come to this point, right? So ultimately it is minus of f ds or not? How much amount, so what is the angle then? The 180. Then how much amount of, what is the value of cos 180? 1 or minus 1? Minus 1. So, ultimately it comes here, right. Understand why this negative sign comes here? Because you are going against the force. Force is in that direction because of the source charge, but you are bringing that against it. So, you have to spend energy. Negative means you have to give energy, positive means energy will come out, right. Once it is work is positive means energy will come out, negative means you are supplying energy, that is negative here. So, you have to give energy, otherwise it can never come to here. You have to waste some energy, and that energy, how much energy is measured by work done, work energy principle, right. You can never directly measure any energy, never, no energy can be measurable, but only by work done. Whatever work may be, electric, magnetic, mechanical, whatever, never energy is directly measurable. It is all the time measured in terms of work done, right. So, here you are measuring it by work done also, right. Then total work done will be nothing but equal to how much? F ds integration from infinite to that point, right. Then you can tell potential energy, calculate. Now, understand or not? It has to come from infinite to that point. How much amount of work is done, that is the potential energy at that point. So, you have to resolve this integration, and again interestingly this force is nothing but equal to what? Q is the source charge times E, right. Understand or not? What is the force experienced when there is a field of intensity E? E means per unit charge. If there is charge Q, Q times that E, the force experienced by the charge amounting Q is nothing but equal to Q times E. So, the force is Q times E, right. How much force that charge will experience? Q times E, right. So, you put the value, integrate it to get the energy. Remember, here there is negative sign, right. Negative sign is there. You know intensity or not? You can find out at this point what is the intensity that you know. Take that value and estimate. The intensity at that point you can calculate, then substituting the value of intensity you can know now the force. Putting here and integrate, you will get the energy, which is potential. Got it? How much? Yes, E is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, then Q times very small q here, that is unit positive test charge. You are bringing a unit positive test charge, that value is 1, it is only this charge, source charge, capital Q, right. Then R, R means this R square. If you write in vector form, then this is R unit cap, right. This is a unit vector. So, this is the intensity at that point, right. Then if you multiply that by if it is intensity unit charge, obviously intensity defined per unit charge. If there is Q charge, then multiply that by that, so that the force is known. If you put a unit charge, then it is intensity, right. But if there is Q charge, multiply by that. So, that is why F is equal to Q times E. So, it is obviously Q comes here, otherwise there is no Q, right. Intensity is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 R square R cap. So, now this is a force, then put this ds. So, integration is now for what? This Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 R square, right. It is constant, it will never change. So, take it outside and then do not confuse, this is not surface, this is not surface, line integration. We are coming in a path, right, it is line integration. So, if you are coming from, either you can write S or R, does not matter, but you are coming from infinite to R. So, it will be how much? Integration of dr is R, then from it is R with limit from infinite to R. So, it will be R minus, first take the upper limit, then take the lower limit, minus is here, you take minus, right. Then now you tell what is the whole value after integration, total value, Q by, here is R square, here is R square. So, that R square is here, right. Then integrate over dr in between infinite to R, right. So, how much you are getting? R will only there, right, one R will cancel, other R will be remaining or not. So, then ultimately the potential V at that point R will be equal to how much? 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 r or not? Of course this q is there or not? This q with minus sign, here is a minus sign, right. If you want to remove this minus sign, just integrate it from r to infinite, so it will be plus, but the result is same, right. If you want to cancel this minus sign here, then integrate it from reverse way, r to infinite, but the actual process from infinite to that point, that is why there is negative sign, right. So, ultimately it tells that V is inversely proportional to what? R, position only, right, where that point is. So, and again of course, there is Q, right, source charge, otherwise there is no field, no potential, remember it. Field is there means there must be source charge, and because of source charge it is Q here, right. But this charge what we are bringing is unit positive, that is test charge, right. So, this Q will be remain. So, now what it tells basically, if you are going on increasing the value of R, then what will happen to potential? Go on increasing, then it will increase or decrease. Suppose R is here, I will take it here, it is increasing, what will happen to potential? It will increase or decrease. This relation will tell you, it is only a function of R, all others are constant, right. Then what will happen to that potential when the R is increasing? R is the distance from the source charge to that point, right. So, when you are going away from the source charge, what will happen to the potential? Huh? Here is a negative sign, be careful, negative sign is there. If positive you are right, but negative sign tells something else. It is, you see, when R is increasing, this quantity is decreasing, right, but minus of decreasing means increasing. Like the hydrogen electron in the hydrogen first orbit is minus 13.6, the next orbit is minus 3.6 electron volt, increasing or decreasing? Increasing, right. Value is small, but negativity tells. Q is not negative, Q is positive. Huh? What decreasing? You tell whether this relation is correct or wrong, tell first. Forget about everything. Tell me first whether the relation is correct or wrong. Check it and tell whether it is correct or wrong. If wrong, then what is the relation? I told you the procedure, how to do and evaluate. Wrong means where is the wrong mistake? Huh? Integration? Integration is for what? 1 by r square is there, right. So, then finally ultimately what will you get? Plus or minus? Right. You correct it, right. That is why I left it with you, that confusion should come to your mind to understand, right. So, this is plus Q, not minus, but it tells when R is increasing, obviously it goes on decreasing, that is true, right. If you go from one point to another point at a longer distance, the natural potential here is less in comparison to this, right. Like that, if you go on away, then the potential gradually goes on reducing. So, the potential goes on reducing with R, the intensity with R square, inversely proportional to R square, but this is R, this is scalar, that is vector, right, but they are correlated by grade operation at any point in the field, right. They are correlated with each other at any point in the field. You can find out the intensity by taking the negative gradient of that potential at that point, right. So, in this way, now you know what is the potential, meaning of potential, and how to estimate that value, right. Then now think, suppose for example, here is a point we are telling there is no infinity, remember it, there is no such point which you call as an infinite, right. It is just an approximation, it is nothing, nowhere nothing, right. Infinite means extremely large, you can think in that way, but there is not exactly a point which you can assign that this is the infinite point, right. So, here is a point, let us say A, here is another point B, that you can take that B point is at infinite, right, point B is at infinite, right. So, this point A is here, it has position, no doubt, reference frame is a must, without reference frame you cannot tell what is its position. Then you can think over, suppose one unit positive test charge is being from B to A, then what will you tell that? Understand, point B is at infinity, A is here, you are bringing unit positive test charge from that point B to A. what you will call there? Work will be done definitely, but whatever work is done there is named as what? What you can call that? Potential, but here instead of integrating this, you are telling it is from B to A, right? Instead of telling infinite, now you are designing it as B, because you know the path, length, right? So, when you are telling at infinity, or I can tell it is nothing but equal to V A minus V B in general, if it is not infinity. Suppose this point B is not at infinity, then it cannot be 0, right? Then what you will tell that? This is the difference or not? V A is more than V B and difference is this. Obviously, it will come or not. If you are bringing a test charge from one point to another point in the field, then what to do? The potential at that point is never same as the potential at this point. So, if you are taking it from one to another point, you have to do work, and whatever amount of work is done, that is never potential, rather potential difference between the 2 points, right. The potential difference means this is the potential difference V between the 2 points A and B, right. So, potential and potential difference, mark the difference. What is that? What do you mean by potential? What do you mean by potential difference? Difference means there should be 2 points. If potential, other point is at infinity, but when it is potential difference, there should be 2 points within the field. Then only you can tell the potential difference between these 2 points is this, right. So, this is the relation that you can calculate doing the same line integration, right, but in between A to B, and this A and B are defined by some distance, right, they are defined by some distance. So, then you will get the value that is called as the potential difference between 2 points. Obviously, difference means there must be 2 points, otherwise it is meaningless, right. Difference, here you are telling it is potential because this comes to be 0, there is no difference. Why you will ask it is difference? It is only one point, that is A, other point is vanishing, but when you are telling in 2 points here within the field, you cannot vanish that. That is why the difference comes and it is potential difference, right. So, the potential and potential difference, right, how will you estimate that you know now, and how they are related by this line integration, and this is the general formula to calculate the potential energy, right, because you are measuring the work and it is obvious, without work you can never measure any energy, and you are measuring the work here also to know the energy, that is called the potential energy, right. So, if there are 2 points, there is some potential energy, here is another some potential energy. What is the difference? That is a potential difference, right. Then very interesting, now you see, suppose here is a point and here is another point, let us say it is A, this is B, and there is potential difference, right. Let us say there is potential difference, that V is not equal to 0. If 0, it is same point, there are no 2 points, but if not 0, 2 points, right. If potential difference is 0, what does it mean? It is the same point, otherwise it can never be 0. Equipotential surface, when the potential remain constant, not 0. Equipotential, yes, everywhere it is same. If you go from one point to another point, the equipotential surface, obviously it is 0, because the potential is all equal. Suppose this is a equipotential surface, if you go from here to another point, what is the difference? 0. It is only for equipotential surface, I am not telling for equipotential surface, it is general. If there is equipotential surface, it is valid, otherwise not. You cannot tell it generally, you have to tell if it is equipotential surface, but I am telling general, right. So, for in general, if you are going from one point to another point, then you have to do some work, spending energy, work is done in terms of energy, without energy no work can be done, right. So, then what happens, suppose this is you are telling it is at a higher potential, this is at a lower potential, obviously difference is there means what, this is at higher potential, that is at lower potential, or V A is more than V B, right, that is why negative is there and it gives a positive value. What exactly? The energy here is more, here is less. If I will take a unit positive test charge and keep it here, that is the potential at this point. What does it mean? It is more or less, high potential or low potential? Obviously high, you have to do more work, potential is high, but when it is here, low, because there are only 2 points, one must be higher than the other, right. So, in that way, suppose this is higher, it is lower, right. Then what will happen there? Now, can you think that your system like that if arises in any material, everywhere, anywhere, then is it a stable state or unstable state? It may arise anywhere in any system, right, and it is arising. all the time. Then think about that system where such situation comes, when there is potential difference between 2 points across the material, right? Then what will happen there? Then what will happen there? There is potential difference between any 2 points in the material, right? Then what will happen? Huh? What happened? I told you the law, basic fundamental law of this universe. Every system always tries to possess minimum energy. Apply that principle now, you can understand. That is also a system where there is potential difference, right? So it is stable or unstable? Definitely unstable. So what to do then to minimize the energy? How it will be achieved? How it can be achieved? If the system is not stable, it has to try for go to the stable state. It is a universal law. No system never is stable unless it possesses minimum energy, right? So what to do then? When it will tell that there is minimum energy? When the potential difference is 0, right? Till that time there will be flow of charge and there is current, and that is the role of potential difference to get the current, right? The cause of current is the potential difference. So if you are not applying potential difference, there is no current. When there is potential difference, there is current. That is the reason, right? So potential difference is the cause for electric current. So long as there is no potential difference, there is no current. If potential difference, there must be current. And you know the reason why? Because the system should be stabilized. And how it will stabilize? Charge should be at these 2 points are arranged in such a way that the potential difference will be 0. Till that time, charge will flow, right? Till that time, the charge will flow and there will be current. And once the flow stops, vanishes current, right? And that is why you are telling the potential difference is the cause of electric current. Without potential, that is why you are using a battery. Why you are using battery? To get current, because there is potential difference, EMF. It is a source of potential difference. AC, that is also source of EMF, potential difference. Otherwise you can never get current. Without current you cannot do anything, right? Without current you cannot do anything. So the potential difference is the of a source is required to get current, to do anything, whatever it may be.